Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to you from all over the world. Nice to have you again after the opening of the ICYSS 2023. We have just complete the opening ceremony, and now we are moving to the next program. This is the scientific lecture provided by the Center for Young Scientists, the host of International Conference of Young Social Scientists 2023. And at this moment, we have a guest speaker, keynote speaker from University Parahyangan Catholic University, Indonesia, Dr. Theresia Gunawan. Hello, Dr. Theresia, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Monica.
Okay, now thank you so much for being with us here. Here we have the young social scientists from all over the world, and they would like to hear from you, your sharing about the 101 research ideas. So it's very interesting topic. But before that, I would like to introduce Dr. Theresia Gunawan. Maybe we can see from the screen. Okay, this is Dr. Theresia Gunawan. Dr. Theresia education, she got the Doctor of Philosophy in 2015 from Eindhoven University of Technology, the Netherlands. And she gained 2 masters actually, yeah, wow. In 2005, from Parahyangan Catholic University, Master in Management, and the second one in 2011, Master in Philosophy from Maastricht School of Management, the Netherlands. In Bachelor, she graduated from Business Administration Department in 2000 with a distinction cum laude. Congratulations, from Parahyangan Catholic University, Bandung, Indonesia. And if you scroll down, Ayesa, we can see abundance of publication because Dr. Theresia is really a researcher. Yeah, that's why I invite her to share with us about these research ideas. Yeah, so I don't want to read everything because I want to save the time to hear the sharing from Dr. Theresia. Okay, thank you, Ayesha, for the screen sharing. Well, so in the 30 minutes, we will hear Dr. Theresia Gunawan. Please, you try to share your screen. Hopefully. Mm-hmm. Okay. And after the presentation, then we will have a session of question and answer. So in the question and answer, keep your question first. And then I will ask you to raise your hand if you have question. And I will give you permission to make your microphone on. Okay, it's now, we can see your presentation slide. Now the time is yours, Dr. Theresia. Thank you.
Inviting me into the very interesting event this afternoon in Indonesia. Maybe it's already morning in Europe or in United States to present about 101 research ideas. And I want to say hi, hello to all of you, our bright young scientists in ICYSS. Really nice to meet your presentation. I would like to ask you, do you know where does the word of research come from? Can you type on the chat box that where does the word of research come from? Any of you can answer it, and then we will see it together. It's come from 2 words actually, yeah?
Okay. Recording in progress.
Please use your facility to chat. Where does the word of research come from? Feel free to type. Anyone want to try? Or you can also directly answer, or if you cannot, if you are mute, and then you can type on the chat box. Anyone want to try? Where does the word research come from? Actually, it's come from two words, re and search. Yeah, re and search. So research. So it means it's repeated searching activities. So when you are doing research, it is very normal if you already type on your background, your research questions, the analysis, research methods, and then you have to go back again and search again, find again the other data, or you may have to find the others literatures to strengthen your opinion, to strengthen your writing. It is very common. It is very normal when you are doing research. That's why we name it research. So don't be frustration if your mentor asks you to revise your writing. Okay? Okay. That's why we call it research. So do not worry if you have to revise it many times. In a very simple explanation, what is research actually? A research is a systematic inquiry to describe, explain, predict on observed phenomenon. And the phenomenon itself is an observable fact or event. Yeah, this is a very simple explanation of research. And yeah, maybe some of you asking, why should we do research? What is actually the benefit of the research? So, research is a tool for building knowledge and for facilitating learning. As we know, all the applications that we have on our hand, the technology, the healthcare that we enjoy right now, actually most of them are from research results. So it is very important to do research to improve the quality of our life. And then research also means to find and to seize opportunity, because we can get scholarship, we can win the research competition in ICYSS by doing research, and maybe in your school or in my university, actually in Indonesia, we have to do research, we have to write thesis if you want to graduate for bachelor degree. So it is a must, yeah. And then doing research is also an aid for successful business. You name it, most of successful business in this world, such as Starbucks, Coca-Cola, Apple, actually they have done research. Yeah, they can make it by having division of R&D, or they can hire professional researcher. It is very common because by doing research, they know what kind of product that is needed by the customer. So they want to produce a product that can fulfill, that can meet the needs of the customer. And then how we should sell the product. So we have to know what is the behavior of our customers. That's why research is very important to support our business. Besides that, research is also a very valuable skill for our life. It will improve our critical thinking, and we can be a problem solver because we are used to with doing research. And of course, to find the truth. For example, today, if we want to find the truth, I have a question for you. If today I bring a nice horse, nice white horse into the Zoom room, and then I ask you, do you know how many teeth of this horse has? Can you type? You can type if you want to guess how many teeth of this horse has. Maybe you can answer 20, 36, 24. Or maybe some of you will find the internet, Googling a while, and then you find the answer. Okay, someone typing here? Oh, someone said like 20, 30, around 37. Yeah. Actually, if we really want to know, yeah, how much is how many teeth of this horse, actually what we can do, yeah, we can do browsing, of course, but this is the literature study. Yeah, it's the study, the source will come from the literature study. But if you really want to know and this become empirical study, what we can do, we should open the mouth of the horse, yeah, and then we count by one how many teeth that the horse has. That is what we call empirical study. We find the truth, we seek the truth by observation in the fields of study. Yeah, this is what we call empirical research. And then maybe some of you quite struggling to find the idea for your research. I suggest you not to be confused in searching the topic, because actually the topic can come from our hobbies and our interests. Yeah, what is your passion right now? Cycling maybe? Or, you know, anyone know what's the picture is this? What kind of picture is this? I think this is very popular game in your generation, yeah? Any of you know the name of this game from this picture? This is Genshin, yeah? Genshin. So actually, yeah, we can do a research about Genshin. For example, what is the impact of Genshin to student motivation for studying? For example, after playing Genshin, how is your motivation? Is it increase or is it decrease? Yeah, you can answer it by yourself. And about cycling, maybe we can also ask the questions like, actually, what is the benefit of the economic benefit of doing cycling? Yeah, and then the ideas can also come from the current event that relevant to the international concerns. Like here we see any of you I think can predict, yeah. You know what's the picture is this about climate change, global warming. It can be also a very hot topic for your research idea, or maybe about political instability. The ideas can also come from your own experience, of course. Whether it's a good experience, whether it's a bad experience, can be also becomes idea for our study. So have experience queuing. I think most of us in this world have problem with queuing. Yeah. It is bored for queuing. It's boring. It's very, very boring. And here, maybe we can also do research about queuing. How to make a very comfortable queuing After waiting more than maybe half an hour, then how to make the queuing become nice, become comfortable. Yeah, you can do research about queuing and maybe about online transportation, how the online transportation has changed the quality of life of people in the suburban area. This is for example. Okay, the ideas can also come from YouTube. So I think most of us have been watching YouTube before, right? So this is a very common watch for our life. That, for example, we can see TED Talk in YouTube, and they have so many variations of topic in TED Talk, and we can take some of the ideas from the TED Talk. And any of you knows who is the handsome guy on the right side of TED Talk? Can you type? Do you know him? Yes, Nicholas. Thank you, Nicholas. A very famous actor and quite controversial in his YouTube. So the ideas can also come from their story that they share through the YouTube. For example, they share about histories, they share about food, about entrepreneurship, about technology, and about environmental maybe. So we can learn many topics from them. So now you can use your YouTube wisely, get the most benefit from your YouTube. Yeah. So not only watching Korean drama, it's not wrong. Yeah, it's okay watching Korean drama, but also it's good if you sometimes watch TED Talk and Less Daily. Okay, because from this channel you can also learn many things, and you can get also idea for your research topic. Okay, the ideas can also come from our society. For example, yeah, pile of trash near to your house, or for example, here about obesity. Yeah, then we can ask like, yeah, how is the obesity rate high in our environment? How to reduce the obesity? Yeah, that's also can be our ideas. Then, yeah, how to reduce stress from the household in your society. It could be also your idea for your research. So the problems can also come from your society. Okay, and then can you type like any topic that you like? Yeah, you can actually. Before we type any topic that we like, I want to share with you. Actually, we can search anything. We can do a study. We can do a research on any subject. Yeah, but there is a but. Yeah, because you are in this competition, then you have to follow the rules of these competitions, right? Because you are part of one of field of study, maybe from history, maybe from economy, maybe from history. So actually choose the topic that's really related with your field of study. Yeah. For example, here when we have a topic about electric car, so actually we can adjust the topic this electric car into the economic field, into the historic field, or into the science fields. Yeah, so we can like find the the more specific topic on electrical car. Yeah. So then, yeah, I would like to know what kind of topic that meet your interest. Can you type on the chat box? And do not forget also to type why. Yeah, because if you can answer why do you choose that topic, it also helps us to know the urgency of the research, yeah, of your topic. Why do you need to study on that topic? Okay, any of you can type? I will wait. Maybe some of you can type what kind of topic that meet your interest, that you want to study. You can type on the chat box. Okay, Christina, yeah. Christina writes that mobile phone addiction and inflatable of social media on kids and teenagers, because it is really big problem today. Yes, very good, yeah. Okay, from Asang, the topic of inequalities, because I have seen many people from my society experience them, especially gender inequality. Wow, very good. Thank you, Nicholas Chang. I'm interested in researching advertising to help companies understand how to use advertisement to have their business. And then from Regina, Indonesia's rural areas internet connectivity, because I speculate, oh, there's a lot, yeah, I speculate there are Indonesians without internet access. Yeah, thank you so much. And there's also a topic from Jeris, yeah, about making 3D models. Okay, thank you so much. Very nice topic, and also very nice explanation. Why do you want to study on that topic? Yeah. So we can type our topic. Then we can also formulate our research problems from why that you typed before. Yeah, from the why answer that you typed before. Here for the example, if I like the topic about investments, and then why should I study about investments? Here I can type my research problems is there is a lack of understanding of the factor that influence investment decision, particularly in the context of emerging market. So why that you have before, you can also transform it into your research problems. But after we type our research problem, after we know our research problem, and then we need to turn our research problem into a research questions. For example, here, after I have research problems, and then I can type 3 research questions that can explains about my research problem. For example, here, the research questions becomes 3. What are the primary factors that influence investment decision in emerging market? How do cultural and social norms impact investment decision? What role do political and economic plays in investment decision in emerging markets? Yeah, this is an example that after you know the topic, you know why do you want to study that, and then you can type the research question that really related to your research problems. Yeah. Okay. When you want to make your research problems, I think before we need also to understand, actually what is the purpose of our study. There are many purposes of the study. For example, the purpose could be to describe, to compare, to find the effect, the impact, the influence, or to find the correlation. This is some of the examples that used to in research in ICYSS, and also in bachelor degree. For example, if the purpose of our study is to describe, and then the type of our study is called descriptive study. And so when we want to type the research questions, the most common questions that we use normally, like we ask, what is the most common technique, how effective is, how are the business currently implemented in AI, and so on. So here in descriptive study, we only want to find the answer by describe, by give a picture about the conditions that we want to know in our research questions. So here we will type a lot of things and then find the fact, and we ask from the people and type about that opinion about that. This is descriptive study. And then if the purpose of the study is to compare, then the type of the study will be named comparative study. And the keyword of the research question when we have comparative study, normally we will ask, what is the difference between blah, blah, blah and blah, 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 blah. Here, for example, what are the difference in consumer behavior toward online shopping between developed and developing countries? The second example, what are the differences in the impact of digital marketing on small and large business in the service sector, small and large. And then the third is about versus finance industry. So we can compare about one or two variables among one or two or more than two population. So here we have a comparison, and normally we ask what is the differences. If the purpose of the study is to find the impact, and then the name or the type of the study is named experimental study or causal study. And here normally in the research question, we normally ask about how does blah, 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 blah impact to blah, blah, blah. How does blah, 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 blah influence to blah, blah, blah. So here, if we have, for example, if one variable is increasing, and then it will impact to the other variable, to dependent variable, whether it will also increase or it will be decreased. So there is an impact for the changing in the independent variable, and it will cause some changing also into the dependent variable. That's why we call it causal study. So the keyword like normally that we use lead to higher, how its impact, how its influence. That's the keyword of the research question for causal study. And then if the purpose of the study to find correlation, so the type of the study we name correlational study. And then the keyword is there any correlations? What is the correlation between A and B? I hope this is not too difficult for you to understand. And I also give you some of the example of the research questions. Yeah. So far, so good. Can you follow me? Are you still with me? Okay, yeah. Can we continue to the next slide?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. So if we want to make a good research question, make sure that we have focus on our question. Means here focus is do not have too many topic, do not have too many variable in one questions. Just focus one or two variables that you want to study. And then for if you want to ask the other thing, then you can make it into the second research questions. Yeah, do not put them all together in one question. Just focus for one or two topic. Yeah, when you want to make a good research questions. The second, the research question should be feasible. Means like it is doable for you. You can access the data and then you can finish your research during the exact time given by the ICYSS. For example, if they only give you 3 months or 6 months to do your research, make sure that you have your study can be finished, can be done only in 3 or 6 months. Yeah, so it should be feasible by the time and also feasible for you to access the data. Yeah, if it is not possible for you to access the data, and I suggest you to change the topic. Yeah, or you change the research questions. Yeah, so it will help you to have maybe easier your life to finish your research. And then like I have mentioned before, the research question should be relevant with your field of study. Yeah, if you are from economic, please make a research question related to the economics things. Yeah, and then try to avoid questions that only need answer yes or no. So if your questions can be answered by yes or no, I think that is not a good research questions. Yeah. So try to avoid that kind of questions. And then be more specific. You have a clear meaning. For example, if you means like adolescents. So who is actually adolescents? We need to be clear who is adolescents. For example, you can say like people from the range from the age from A to B, from 16 to 25, or you can specifically mention like Gen Y, Gen Z, or any kind of generations. Yeah, this will be more specific. Okay, so today we will have a little exercise. Check these research questions that I put on the screen. And then any of you can revise these research questions into a better research question. Please. You can type it on the chat box. Why do you think that this research question is not good? Okay, you might try it. You can type it on the chat box. If you say this is not good, and then how should we revise these research questions?
I think now they regret they didn't take picture of the previous.
Okay, it's okay. So here, when we type video contents, Actually, video content is too broad. There's many applications use video contents. Which one that you mean? Okay, so you can be more specific on video content. For example, in TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or in YouTube. And then impact viewers by intention. Who is the viewers here? We change viewer into like viewers from the age maybe from 5 years old until 12 years old, or we can change it into Gen Z, Gen Y, yeah, for their buying intention. So we can make it more specific on this research question. It will help us also, yeah, to be more specific in collecting our data. So we know to whom should we send the questionnaire, yeah. Okay, so data collections can also be done by observation. Yeah, if you go to supermarket, you can see how people behave, whether they walk to the left side first or they walk to the right side first. Yeah, that's also a nice observations that maybe can also improve our argumentation when we want to study about the layout of the supermarket. Yeah, so observation is also a tools for us to collect data. Then of course we can use interview. For me, I really like interview actually. After having my statistical result, actually after get the number of the statistic, I try to find out what is actually the reasons behind this number. Normally, I go back to my respondent. I ask them, why do you think this is this thing has effect to this one, or why do you think my finding in my statistic is not significant? Do you have any answer, any reason for this? What was happened at the time? So interview can also strengthen our statistical research. Yeah. Then to collect data, we can also share questionnaire. We can do some experiments, and of course, we can get information from the previous literature study. Oh yeah, I also want to share a little bit with you about the conclusion and the implication of the research. For example, in your research questions, you already have 3 research questions, right? So make sure in your conclusions, you also have at least 3 main answer on your conclusion that answer your research questions. Yeah. So we will see there is a relevance from the beginning of your research question and at the end on your conclusion. It fits together on your conclusion. So you answer the research questions. Okay. And then when you want to give recommendation to solve the problem and how to improve the performance of the observed subject, I suggest you to really focus with the result of your study. Yeah. For example, here I study about the impact of Instagram on the sales. When we find the result that Instagram has significant impact to sales, means that in our recommendation, we should give recommendation about how we can improve the performance of the Instagram. Yeah. How to make our Instagram become better so the sales will be increased. Yeah. So please focus on this recommendation. Do not give any recommendation that hasn't been done from your study. Okay. Even though it is a very good recommendation, but normally what we do in the research, we give we give recommendations which is come from our study. Okay. I think that's all from me. Thank you so much. And if you have any question for me, very, very welcome. And now back to you, Ibu Monica Harti.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Theresia Gunawan, for your wonderful, very insightful presentation. I bet that the students will say, if I just listen to this before I submit, well, at least you now have clue, yeah? Students, you have clue what jury would like to know about your research. Okay, now I open the session to the question and answer. Please, if anyone have something in mind to ask to Dr. Theresia, you may raise your hand with the emoticon. Just click there. Then, yep, anyone? Or if you want to type in the chat box, also okay. Not yet. Yeah, while waiting, maybe I have a question for you, Dr. Theresia, about the research question. For the students in the level of the secondary school, like here, we have here, how many research question should be? Is it always have to be more than one research question? Or can it be just one research question?
Okay, thank you so much for the questions, Ibu Monica. Actually, for high school, in high school level, actually, if the student want only to have one research question, I think it's also okay. It's fine. Yeah. The most important is how deep is the analysis of the research question that they have. So it's not depend on the number of the research questions, but how deep is your explanations, and then how deep is your understanding, and how deep is your analysis, and how you can put all together into a vigorous research. I think that's my answer.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, anyone, not only student, teacher, everyone, team leaders, observer, anyone can ask students, ask question here in this room. Anyone? Because this is a very good chance, yeah, to ask the expert. Dr. Theresia is associate professor, a lecturer in Catholic Parahyangan Catholic University in Bandung, Indonesia, and she has very wide experience as a researcher. So this is a very good chance to ask if you want to know something related to research. Okay, anyone have question? You can raise your hand or type in the chat box. If not, then I still want to ask a question, Dr. Theresia. What is the best, you have mentioned about so many techniques to get the ideas, yeah? Which one is the best for, let's say, student in secondary level? Is it anything is just the same, or is there, what's your opinion about this? Or based on your experience, which one is best for the students?
Okay, thank you so much, Bu Monica. It's really, really good question. Yeah, for me, what is the best is the topic that we love so much. Because we will involve with the topic in the maybe 6 months and 3 months, and we will mingle with them. So if you really like the topic, actually, you will survive if the teacher or the mentor asks you to revise, go to the field again, collect more data, and then you have to stay late in the night to finish your research. You will be happy because you love the topic. So this is my suggestion. At first, you really like the topic. Whatever is the topic is fine. Yeah.
Oh, yes, then the passion will be there.
Yeah, the passion. Yes. Right.
Okay, thank you very much. Now we have question from a student, Prakshida. Hello, you may ask.
No, ma'am.
Yes.
So actually, I had a question. According to you, what makes a research presentation stand out?
You can
Presentations.
also on cam if you want, so we can see you.
Sure, just a second.
Yeah. From India, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, Praxil.
Hi, ma'am.
So can you repeat your question, please?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, what, according to you, makes a presentation stand out?
About the presentation standard.
Yeah, the research presentation, research. What makes a research stand out?
Oh, stand out. Okay, yeah. Thank you. So for me, if we want to see what kind of research is stand out, I think the first, it should be unique. If the topic is quite common nowadays, I think for the judges, they think like, oh, this is a very common topic. So actually, it's okay. Yeah? It's okay if you want to have a common topic, but try to see it from the other angles. Yeah. For example, normally we already have a lot of topic about investment, about stock, but try to see the stock from the other angle. For example, the stock from the gens Y or gens X. Yeah, I think that's also possible for us to see there is a differences between your study with the previous study. So it can also attract our attention as a judges. And then other things that I think also important is beside it is unique, you can also have the study that you can, how to say that, yeah? The study can also solve the problems, or not only solve the problems, maybe can also enhance the quality of life of many people in this world. So the benefit of the research is not only for yourself, but the many people when they read your research, then they get some insight, and maybe it can change their mind, their motivations, and they get benefit from that. Hopefully it can answer your question, Praxi.
It did. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Theresia. We have a question in the chat box here. Wait, which one is this? Okay. From Ofa Ariha, Rusdiana. I have a question. What should researchers do when in the middle of the research process we didn't find the data that we needed? Should we just change the topic or how? Please, Dr.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Bu Monica, and thank you, Ova. This is very difficult questions. And yeah, in the process of doing research, sometimes we got problems, and because we cannot access the data. But there must be a way to get the solution, right? So rather than to change the topic, then what you can do, you change your research questions. Yeah. For example, at first, your topic is about, for example, how Instagram can improve the sales on Starbucks, for example. And then we cannot make a research in Starbucks. They don't allow us to collect data from their customer, for example. And then what we can do, it can change the research questions. For example, change the name of Starbucks. Yeah, you can find another companies. Or if you already really like the topic of the effect of Instagrams, and then change it not into sales, because it's quite secret, for the company to give you the number of their sales, and then you can change into the intention of the customer to buy the product. So just change a little bit. So you can still use your background, but only change it a little bit. And then you can still use some of the literatures that you have already typed. Okay? So my suggestion, rather than to change the topic, change your research questions. Okay?
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Theresia. We still have 2 questions here for you. Now from Agus Jarwanto, he asks about what hypothesis should there be and where should the hypothesis be located? I think in the research, yeah?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you, Agus. Actually, when we want to have hypothesis, it really depends on what type of study that we conduct. If we conduct a qualitative study, some of the qualitative study or some institution, they say you don't have to type a hypothesis. You don't have to have a hypothesis on your study. So you have to check it to the institution where you affiliated to, or to whatever competition that you follow. And then normally if you have quantitative study, normally they will require you to have the hypothesis. Yeah. And where should the hypothesis be located? It really depends, It really depends on the instruction from the institution. For example, if you are working on thesis, maybe it will be located in chapter 2 or chapter 3 or on your thesis. But if you want to know where should we put the hypothesis in, maybe in these competitions, my suggestion is after you have the literature study, and then you already get the understanding about the knowledge, and then because you already have the background, you know already the research problems, and then you want to combine the research problems, what is actually the problems, and what is the knowledge, what is the theory, and then you combine it into your hypothesis. So I suggest you to put the hypothesis after you have your literature study.
Thank you very much. Next question is from Asim Tawar. Out of all the methods to collect data, like interviews, circulating questionnaires, and so on. Which one is the most crucial in the research? And why?
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Asem. Yeah, this is a very good questions actually. Yeah. The best methods actually is really depends on your research questions. Before, if you want to describe something, yeah, if the purpose of your study is to describe or to find out something, and then what you can do, interview will be one of the best methods. But you can also collect data through the questionnaires, and then you just make a descriptive statistic on your paper, and then you explain how many percent people say yes, or how many percent they agree or they do not agree. Yeah, you can also use that. And also observation, also good if you want to have that kind of study. But if you want to study about causal study, of course, you have to collect data from questionnaires or from the literature study. I mean, you can collect data from maybe the financial institutions, yeah, because you want to have some calculating from the statistic, and then we need the numbers, right? So we can find it from the literature study or from, yeah, the data that has by the financial institution, for example, or you can collect it by yourself by spreading your questionnaires. Yeah. So it's really depends, yeah, what kind of study that you want to do. Hopefully it's
Okay.
answer you, SM.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, now the last question will be from Nicholas Chang. He asked, would it be right to immediately believe a result if it is different from the initial hypothesis? Or would it be better to check if there was any human error or mistake in conducting the research?
Okay, very good questions, Nicholas. For us, as a researcher, I think we need to be careful. Yeah, I think this is one of the principle of doing research. Yeah, we should be careful. We should make sure that we already follow all the instruction to make a good research. Okay, when you already can sure that you already follow all the instruction of research guiding, and then when you find the result is not as you expected, and then what we can do, yeah, you can check the data again, try the error, or there's maybe the data is not normally distribute. Yeah, you can check it again. After that, maybe you can calculate it again. But if the result still is not as you expect, and then yeah, just receive the result. Just happy with the result. Yeah, don't be sad with the negative result from your study. Just be happy because this is a new finding from you that is different from the previous study. The previous study said that always it's always related, it's always have influence. But now in your findings, you found it that not related. Now you have a very good finding that's different from the others. And then find out why. And then, yes, as I suggest before, go to the respondent, ask them why. And then you will have very good explanation to answer why the result is not significant. I think that's from me, some tips from me for you, Nicholas.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Theresia. It is such a very good question and answer.
Okay, this is the most difficult part for me, Monica, to have a closing statement. Yeah, my closing statement for you when you are doing research, just relax. And just remember the research that you do is only a formalized of curiosity. Yeah. So every day we have any kind of curiosity, but this is something that we add formalized curiosity. Just happy for that. And then maybe you will get surprised from the study that you have done right now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Theresia, for the very insightful webinar here. Thank you for your time, and hopefully next time you can share again with us in a different occasion. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Bu Mon.
Okay, well, before we finish our session today, I would like you to put your camera on, and we will make a photo session with everyone. Please, I will give the, wait. We will wait until everyone open the camera. This is for the documentation for this session. Put it in full screen. Okay, I have 3 screens. We will start with the first screen. Yeah. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right. At the end of this session, I would like to say thank you very much for your attendance in this webinar. And I should remind you to be tomorrow, we will have the oral presentation session, and we would like to have everyone, participants, students, to be in the Zoom room on time. Please be there 15 minutes before the first presentation, because we want to give you some information regarding the technical things. Yeah. Also, for the team leaders, we will make a WhatsApp group only for team leaders, because if there is some technical problem with your students, then you can make contact with us from the committee immediately. So again, in the oral presentation, only students, jury, committee, and observer can be there. Yeah, only those people. So other than that, we will not allow you to enter the Zoom room. And you might find, after you enter the main room, you may find the category in the breakout rooms. Yeah, a category of this competition, and you just enter. Okay. All right. Again, thank you very much for your attendance, and we will see you again, students, tomorrow, and also teacher and team leaders. We will see you at the closing ceremony or awarding ceremony. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.